You could break away by leveraging your income out of these jobs, building credit, and leveraging your credit. It's crazy. These credit cards can help you, but they can also destroy you. I'm telling you. All right, y'all. I had to take that jacket off because it started to get blazing hot out here. No lie. Just did a quick little cut on myself. If you guys don't know, that's how I save money. I know how to cut my own hair, but yeah, might go to school for barbering. I don't know. There's been something on my mind to do, but anyway, what's good, y'all? My name is Monty. Man, I'm getting sick, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're returning, you know what to do. You already know what to do, man. Man, it's hot out here. Appreciate you. Let's get into it. You work more than one job, maybe two, or if you like me, you work three, right? I know how difficult it can be. It's exhausting, right? But what if I told you there's a way to break away from the 9 to 5? Let me explain. You can quit these jobs by building credit and leveraging your income and leveraging your credit. This is something a lot of people don't talk about. This is something that I had to learn. But let me talk to my young dudes out there. I do advise you to go get a credit card. If you're under the age of 18, I do advise you to go get a credit card. What I don't advise you to do is use this credit card when you're going to buy clothes, you know, designer, all this. Don't do it. If you do buy designer, use it to flip, not for your own liking. That's where people go wrong. If you get a credit card, for my young dudes, get a credit card and use this credit card for food like McDonald's, 4 for $4. You want to go get your girl a Burger King 2 for $5, Whopper Junior meal. You know what I'm saying? Use that card, pay it off in less than a week. And remember, I told y'all about paying yourself in your checking. We're only spending money out of this checking. If you need to catch up, the video is going to be linked down below. But we're only going to pay ourselves into this checking. We're not going to touch all of our other accounts. We're not touching that. The challenge is to only spend this money out this checking that we pay ourselves. With that money, say you get $100. If your girl is hungry, y'all going to Wendy's, get her a 4 for $4, swipe that credit card. That's $4, maybe $5 for the both of y'all. For the both of y'all, it's probably 10. That's cool. But once you swipe it, no less than 2 days or even the next day, you need to pay off the card. If you do that for 6 months to a year, you're going to be set. It's for my young dudes. Okay. Now, how can we break this 9 to 5 and get away from the 9 to 5? Let me tell y'all some things I'm doing. I'm not going to talk about the business side of things, but just know I have an LLC, okay? I just made $50,000 in business credit from my LLC. But that's a separate video. I'll explain all of the business side of things if this gets enough likes. But I have an LLC where I just got approved for $50,000 in credit, business credit. Okay. But right now we're going to talk about personal. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys my personal credit. Okay. Here we go. I think mine's is at a 750 right now. The goal that Monty has in mind, I'm going to get my personal credit to an 800. I got you. Let me see. I think mine's is at a 750 though. We're going to see now. It probably dropped because I used my card. It's at a 710. Dang it. That's all good though. But I'm going to just show you some real life stuff so that way you don't think none of this is fabricated. I'm going to keep continuing to show proof. All right, let's do it. Mine's is at a 710 right now. Hopefully you guys can see that. It was at a 750, but my goal. It was at a 750, but my goal is to get it to an 800. Now, how are we going to do that? And how am I going to break away and be free from this 9 to 5? Here's some of the things that I'm doing, and maybe you can learn a thing or two. Credit is a great tool to a lot of things in life. You can get low interest loans, personal loans. It's really good if you go into a car dealership. You might be able to have, if you got a 750 or higher, you're liable to go get that car you've been wanting with no money down. Banks will practically give you money because you're reliable, you're capable of paying them the money back. They'll approve you for big time loans, 50K, 100K loans, things of this sort. It opens a lot of doors. Good credit opens a lot of doors for you. A lot of opportunities. Bad credit simply won't. That's just what it is. Now, what are things that we can do to improve your credit? If you already have credit, what can you do to improve it? Some of the things that I did before I used my credit card, I'll get into my personal situation of what I had got going on with my credit cards. But how can we improve? There's a couple of things you can do. You can start by looking at credit bureaus and your credit report. I had a situation where there was a mistake on my credit report. Eventually down the line they had to fix it, but it was really taking on a big chunk of my credit over a mistake, which was an error on their part. But I had a situation where my credit was really bad. I had to report the credit to the credit bureau, and there was a report that they had to look back and check back over my sheet of credit. So when they did that, they checked over the mistakes, and they had to end up fixing it. And then after they fixed it, it upped my credit right all the way back up to like a 700 again. But the mistake, it was really detrimental, and it had my credit to like a 600 and something, maybe close to like a 5. So I would check with your credit report, check and see if there's any errors. You can even get a lawyer to check it over for you. That was one thing that I did. Once I got mine fixed, it upped my credit score. Pay your bills on time. And that's how you can improve your credit. Do not, like I said, for my young dudes, even if you're older, same age as me, pay your bills on time, especially with the credit cards, because these credit cards with the interest rates is insane, bro. They're insane. Mine's, I have 2 credit cards. I got a travel credit card, and I have a regular credit card, another credit card with Capital One, which are both totaling to a total of, I think I have 8,000 or 10,000. I think it's a 5,000 balance on my travel one, and then my other one is like a 2,500 or a 2,000, somewhere around there. We rounded up 10,000. Okay. Eventually, once I get my debt and stuff paid off and start leveraging my income that I have now and putting up some more money, I'm gonna apply for an American Express card. That's the goal. We're gonna get there too. But when you don't pay off your cards in time, that interest rate that I have on my cards personally is like 40%. That's a lot of interest that's getting tacked on beyond your debt. If you're in debt like $1,000 and then they add a 40% like interest rate to it, like if you miss the date, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. These credit cards can help you, but they can also destroy you. I'm telling you. Pay your cards on time. Another thing that I'm doing is spending under 30% of this card. I have a lot of friends that got credit cards, more balances than me, like higher credit card balances, like cards with like 20K. They do that to you. Like especially if you don't have credit, they'll give you cards with a high limit because you don't have no credit. Because that's what they did to me. They gave me a card that had 10,000 on it. I never used that card. Never. I'm not even touching that. now that I'm knowledgeable. But they do that because they know you're going to spend the money. It's basically practically free money. All right. You don't want to spend more than 30%. You really want to only spend like 2% of this credit card. For your utilization shouldn't be over 30. And I know a lot of people who get credit cards and they go crazy. They going to buy designer. They going on $5,000 vacations. Just stuff you can't even afford when you don't even have the money. It would be different if you had a $10,000 credit card, right? And then you had $10,000 put up to be able to pay off the credit card. But people go wrong because they don't have the money put up. When you get a credit card, in my mind, you should already have the money. You should already have the money. That's how you leverage your credit and your money. I'm telling you. If you got $500 put up, just put up. And you spend $500 or you spend $100 on the credit card, you should pay off the credit card immediately. But most people don't. Okay. Reduce your spending on the credit card. Only use the credit card for stuff that you could like pay off immediately. Your utilization should be below 30%. Another thing is don't have too many hard inquiries on your credit. Now, when you first get a credit card, you're gonna get an inquiry on yours, but that's fine. You're gonna get a hard inquiry on yours because you apply for a credit card. That's fine. Now, in order to build that back up, we just discussed, you need to only spend this credit card on stuff that you could pay off, right? Simple as that. Now let's talk about me. Because I didn't really go into depth, like, of my particular credit card situation. So, with my credit cards, I had a situation where I went to school, right? I went for music production and broadcasting. So, basically, there was a time where I needed books, and I didn't have the money at the time, but I had a credit card. I used the credit card to get the books, right? And at the time, I did have a job. But here's what happened. When I got out of school and was working the part-time job that I had, I ended up losing the job because it was COVID. COVID had hit. Everything shut down. I know a lot of people lost their jobs in COVID. I was in that percentile. So there was a moment in time where I didn't have a job. The debt on my credit cards from my books started stacking. The interest was out the wooza. Around that time when I got the credit card, my interest rate was above 40. It was above 30. I think it was like 58, 59, something like that. So you add on having no money, no job, and then you got credit card debt. That's tacking on interest. You get me? I don't advise that, but I needed books to get through school. And at the time, I was paying off the card because I had a job. But then when I lost my job, that sent it down a spiral. And to this day, I'm paying it off. But I'm getting ahead now. With these jobs that I'm working, I'm going to be done with this debt. In about, let me see. I can actually give you, I have $2,500 to pay off, and I'm going to be paying that off in a week. So by next week, I'll be debt free. That should be the goal for everybody, to be debt free. And once you're debt free, don't go back into debt. Don't go back into debt. And if you do, make sure it is a money move that you will see a return on, not a long-term money move. All right. But yeah, that's my situation on my credit cards, and I just want you guys to learn. Because a lot of people don't talk about credit. Like a person is gonna charge you for the information. They'll charge you for this information. But me, I'm gonna look it up. I spent a lot of time on Google. Just looking this information up. This information is out there. Like, even with business credit, like, I had to look up that information, and once I finally got my brand, I got my business name, and then I applied for the bank to get like the business line of credit. It's on that part of it, I'm cool. What I'm worrying about is my personal. Once I get this situated, I'm gonna start leveraging the business credit, figuring out different money moves with that. But as long as I have the available credit, I'm good. And if you guys want me to talk about like LLCs and how you can get funding for an LLC like me, where YouTube is a business for me, there's a difference between Money and then Money 3P CLE, which is my business and my LLC. So if you guys would like to learn a couple of things on what I'm doing right now and as we speak, I'll be more than likely to drop a video. You guys let me know. But I think that's how you could break away from this 9-to-5 thing. That's how you could break away from this 9-to-5. In my opinion, I do believe you could break away by leveraging your income of these jobs, building credit, and leveraging your credit. But a lot of people don't have credit, and if they do have credit, they're in debt already, and they're sinking. That's how you get out the 9-to-5.